AskReddit by Balls Very Deep. What would your reaction be if your partner told you I'll marry you if you lose weight? Who are you and what are you doing in my house? What are you doing in my swamp, Shrek? My girl told me to lose some weight. But in my case I believe she had the right of it. Getting older. She told me she doesn't want to build a life to have me die because of something I have complete control over. I think there are legitimate reasons for someone to have that as a condition to spend their lives together. But if their reasons are no fat is, then run away. They don't care about you. Right. This question very much depends on how it's asked. Is it out of concern and love? Or is it out of vanity? I wouldn't blame her. I've gotten fat af. Same. But it's partially her fault because she's a fantastic cook. Same goes for you. Let's hit the gym now since we're both fat fucks. Let's hit some fat fucks in the gym since we're the same. I'd probably eat them immediately. Why does Ross, the largest friend, not simply eat the other 5? Cool beans. I'm plodding away on my journey, 289 pounds today. Down from 460 at my worst. Somehow I seem to be getting away with it without any loose skin so far, which is a welcome bonus. I am under extremely few illusions about the fact I still look like a fat sack of crap and my own relative attractiveness as a prospect though. While I'm doing it entirely for my own sake, and I think it's important to do so, someone willing to look beyond my current condition to who I am as a person and decide they'd potentially like to spend the rest of their life with me, isn't without value. As such, far from seeing it as an offensive ultimatum, it seems more like accepting the reality that I'm still just not there yet, but drop another 50-75 pounds and more importantly add some tone and amp, I should start scrubbing up quite nicely. Holy fucking shit. Nice work. I'm 6 feet 2 and less than 60 kilograms. Are you a necrophiliac? Do yourself a favor and shed that excess bone marrow. Depends on whether I'm at an unhealthy weight, and if that changed during our relationship. I think the reason they want this really matters. I had a morbidly obese mom who most likely died from being obese. It was very hard on her and me. I grew up with her crying about being overweight and the pain she was in. It got to the point where she first had to use a walker and then wheelchair. She had a lap band surgery but managed to stay obese. I'm currently obese myself and have health problems related to it. I'm working on losing weight and have lost 50 pounds so far. I plan to lose more before considering dating again. Considering how hard it was for me with losing my mom and all her suffering, I really don't want to date someone who isn't at a healthy weight or at least working on losing weight. I wouldn't fault someone feeling the same about me. Who said I want to marry you? I'm foreign. If I ever gained weight, my entire family would just be very blunt about it. In a non-mean way. Just, it is what it is. And if I don't like it, well then stop whining and eat less. Anyway, if I thought I was an appropriate weight and my so demanded an even better physique. Maybe, but I'm getting something out of this deal. Probably sex stuff. And snacks. If you demand a king, I'm going to demand a queen. Deleted. Depends on the context. Is it I don't find you attractive so lose weight for me to be interested? If so, leave. Is it I'm worried about your health and envision this relationship will end with you dying young if you don't get your health under control? Probably try to get it under control. You don't have to just leave when someone gets heavier. You talk to them and try to fix it. Myso developed a pretty rare disease over the pandemic and gained weight. We're together for a very long time, so we talked about what we can do to work on it. I really dislike the common Reddit attitude of never try to change someone, just leave. A long-term relationship is a partnership. You have every right to voice when something isn't working for you and you should voice it before leaving is seriously on the table. If your partner is becoming less attractive, you should be trying to head it off with open communication and shared efforts, not leaving. How much weight are we talking about? I've been in relationships with fat women. Only once was it actually a problem, such that we couldn't have vaginal sex. The geometry, as it were, precluded that. And yeah, we had other kinds of sex, but it just wasn't the same. Enough, etc. You can actually become too overweight for certain relationship activities that are necessary for non-asexual people. Mind you, I didn't make losing it an ultimatum for me to stay. I just said that the relationship wasn't going to work. I have 2 morbidly obese friends who are married. The guy cannot get an erection. The woman almost died of uncontrolled diabetes and has had toes amputated. She is also in denial that it is uncontrolled diabetes when it is obvious at first sight. I mean, I guess they still love each other, but I don't expect them to make it to 60. Obesity can do some real bad shit to your sex life and your life in general. Pass me the pizza. Are you going to finish that? In my most recent relationship, we had an issue where we were just different people. I like hiking, skating, and swimming. She didn't. Not because those activities weren't fun to her, but because she was physically unable to do those things due to an excess of weight. She wasn't immobile by any means, and in fact I thought she looked pretty great physically, but the fact remained that if she had lost some weight and been more physically active, we would have been able to do so much more together. Weight isn't just about looks. She was more than just okay in my eyes. She was beautiful. But her weight was an issue nonetheless, and I don't think I could start a relationship with someone at a similar weight to her again. It feels bad, but at the end of the day there were certain things we just couldn't do, and no amount of positivity could change the fact that she couldn't go bouldering with me, or go on a long walk through a forest. That's what a lot of people don't understand about weight. It's about lifestyle too. I could never be with someone who is obese because I am an active person and want to have a partner who does physical activities with me. I'm not talking about overweight, and little extra doesn't usually hinder mobility and stamina. But I want to hike up a mountain, go skiing, etc., and someone who is obese would not be able to do many of the things I love to do. That is the deal breaker. Wanna hit the gym? I'd deduce she wants me dead, cause I already weigh like 55 lol. That's 121 pounds, for you American folk. I guess it depends on if I felt I really needed to lose the weight, and if they were nice about it. My ex-husband wanted me to lose weight when I was only 130 pounds at 5 feet 5. He wanted me to go back to my 19-year-old anorexic weight of 95 minus 100 pounds, which wasn't healthy at all. And he was perfectly willing for me to become anorexic again to do so. The real kicker was that he was 330 pounds and wasn't willing to diet at all. So instead of losing the 30 pounds he wanted me to lose, I got rid of him. Best 330 pounds I ever lost. Deleted. This is a tough situation. If she's unwilling to change, you have to ask if you want to be with someone unwilling or unable to improve themselves. You can assume her mindset won't change if that is indeed the case. If she really wants to lose it, she needs to take action. Immediately. Goals without action are useless fantasies. I would be okay with it. It's like saying I'll marry you if you stop smoking drinking because you want your partner to be around to see your children grow up. Seems perfectly reasonable to me. It depends on context. Am I 600 pounds and on death's doorstep? They love me and don't want to see me eat myself to death. If they said it to me as I exist weight-wise now, get out and get fucked. We're already married. But truth be told, I'd not be mad had she wanted me to lose weight before the wedding. If they word it in a way that they simply only want to be with me if my appearance changes, I'll tell them to fuck off. But if they're worried about my health and my weight is a part of that, then I'll be a little more understanding. Deleted. A person who won't marry you unless you look a certain way is a person who will divorce you if you don't look a certain way. So, a blind person is a good choice? I would lose the weight, all 200 pounds of him. This happened to me. My weight had not changed since I met him. He just didn't like my body and figured he could get me to change. Same went with the way I dress. I dumped him and bought a dress with axolotls on it in my usual size. A dress with axolotls sounds fucking awesome, and I will look up shirts with axolotls right now. My girlfriend told me she did not want to sleep with me because she was disgusted by my overweight appearance. So I said okay, I'll lose weight. I lost 50 pounds. I'm still 10 pounds up from when we met, but I'm also much more muscular. I love my girlfriend very much, and it is important to me that she feels she is getting the best life she can. I'm glad you seem at peace with this, but the way she communicated that to you sounds very hurtful. I don't know if I could feel secure in a relationship where my partner told me they were disgusted by my appearance. And I'll break up if you're being serious. I would agree and work on myself, then end the relationship right before wedding. I appreciate the slow burn of this approach. I'd wonder how long I had been in a coma to wind up with a partner who would say shit like this. As a guy, it depends. Not only on the current situation, but the way it was presented. For context, I've been average weight for almost my entire life. Say for whatever reason I had gotten morbidly obese. Life is going to shit, so I turn to food for comfort situation. If my partner came to me and was like, I care about you, but this isn't healthy. I'm concerned for you and for our future if this keeps up. Then I would do something about it. It isn't being done for vain or superficial reasons. That is, I love you, but only if you look like X. It's being done out of concern for my well-being, and those are two vastly different things. But if my partner were to just pass down an ultimatum without really communicating anything, or pass down the ultimatum for vain superficial reasons, then fuck you. I deserve someone who will love for me who I am, and minor weight fluctuations are a part of that. If they can't handle a person losing a few pounds here and there, how are they going to handle 30 years of marriage? They aren't, and that's a major red flag, not only for the current relationship, but for the supposed marriage in question.